Hey guys, it's Saga from TechWorks. In this video, I will compare the dual cameras on the Mi A1 with those on the Oneplus5t. Ever since I have got the Oneplus5t, this is one of the most requested video from you guys. Oneplus5t is basically a glorified version of the OnePlus 5 with a bigger screen and slightly updated set of cameras. While the 5T and A1 look very similar, keep in mind that the Mi A1 comes at Rs 15,000, which means it costs less than half as much as the OnePlus 5T. So it will be really interesting to see if the dual cameras on the OnePlus 5T can hold up their price. Now before we get started, make sure to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of the amazing videos coming up on this channel. Let us quickly get the specifications out of the way. Mi A1 packs in dual 12 megapixel cameras with face detect autofocus and dual tone flash. One of the camera has a regular 26mm wide lens with f2.2 aperture, while the other one has a 50mm telephoto lens with an aperture of f2.6. OnePlus 5T also has a dual camera setup with face detect autofocus on its back. Instead of having a wide and a telephoto lens, both the cameras on the 5T now have 27mm lenses. Main camera is a 16 megapixel sensor with f1.7 aperture and electronic stabilization. Secondary camera has a 20 megapixel sensor and again a wide aperture of f1.7. At front, the Mi A1 has a 5 megapixel camera with f2.2 aperture, while the 5T has a mammoth 16 megapixel camera with f2.2 aperture. The dual cameras on both these phones now have different functions. You can choose between the wide and the telephoto cameras while clicking images on the Mi A1. But on the OnePlus 5T, you can no longer switch between the cameras on your own. The phone chooses the lens to be used depending upon the lighting conditions. You can take 2x zoomed images on both, but on the A1 it is optical zoom, whereas on the 5T it is digital zoom. Both the phones allow you to take images with depth effect by simultaneously gathering information from both the cameras. Now that we know the function of dual cameras on both these smartphones, let us take a look at some of the images and videos that I took with them. Both the cameras capture a lot of information and very good colors in ample light. The 16 megapixel sensor on the OnePlus 5T captures more details and sharper images, but the Mi A1 is not too far behind. A1 sometimes misses the white balance and the images end up looking like this. Here we have a similar shot from the wide lens of both the phones. And here is a 2x zoomed image of the same subject. Mi A1 actually has optical zoom thanks to the secondary telephoto lens, while the OnePlus 5T digitally zooms the photos. Even then, if you look closely, the 2x images from the OnePlus 5T are a bit more detailed. 5T has a better dynamic range of the two, but while shooting in HDR mode, A1 is a bit more aggressive, and I actually prefer its HDR images over those of the OnePlus 5T. Here is a quick test between the focusing speed of both these cameras. OnePlus 5T is not exactly the fastest at focusing, but it is still doing a better job than the A1 at latching onto the focus. Close-up shots from both look good, and thanks to the wide f1.7 aperture on the 5T, background is blurred out very nicely. But I am also really impressed with the detailed and sharp images of the A1. Now because of the telephoto lens on the A1 and the secondary lens on the OnePlus 5T, you can take portrait shots like this. Background is not as compressed on the 5T as it is on the A1, but I also like the fact that these images from the 5T are not too cropped in like the ones from the Mi A1. Again, with some of these portrait shots, A1 got the white balance wrong, but I'm still impressed to get such good portrait images from the Mi A1 considering its price. Until now, we saw that the images from the OnePlus 5T are clearly better, but the Mi A1 is also holding up very well in this competition. As we move to lower lighting conditions, difference in the images starts getting noticeable. Wide aperture on the OnePlus 5T helps it capture more details, and its wider dynamic range comes into play in these situations as well. Mi A1 also performs good for the price at which it comes in, but there is a lot of noise in its images. This is due to the camera cranking up the ISO to compensate for a narrower aperture. All of the low light images from the 5T are very sharp, show better colors of the two, and also have a lot of detail and lower noise in them. You can see the amount of noise being captured by the camera of the Mi A1 compared to the OnePlus 5T. The 16 megapixel front-facing camera on the OnePlus 5T captures a lot more details and better dynamic range of the two. OnePlus also has a wider lens, so if you need to get more people in the shot, 5T is the one to get. Coming to the video performance, both the phones lack optical image stabilization, but the electronic stabilization on the OnePlus 5T does a great job even while shooting 4K videos. Video from the A1 is not stabilized at all and it looks really shaky. Xiaomi has been trying to push out some updates to fix this, but it did not make much of a difference. To conclude, the camera on the OnePlus 5T is definitely better than the Mi A1, just like the OnePlus 5 was. But that doesn't mean one on the Mi A1 is not good. It can take some really good images in bright lighting conditions, and I actually prefer the HDR shots that come out of it. So if camera is the main deciding factor for you, and you have the extra cash, then definitely go for the OnePlus 5T. You also get a bigger screen, better internal hardware, and overall better experience for the extra money that you pay. But if you only have 15,000 rupees, you can go with the Mi A1 and still get a very good camera at this price point. The main point of this comparison was that you can spend as little as 15,000 rupees and still end up with a good smartphone with a decent camera for general use. I know this video is very much in line with the comparison between the Mi A1 and the OnePlus 5. But honestly, the dual cameras on the OnePlus 5T are not too much of an improvement over the OnePlus 5. If you want to check out my camera review of the OnePlus 5T, I will leave a card to it on the top right corner of the screen and also link it in the description section. I will be comparing the camera on the OnePlus 5T with a few other smartphones in the next few days. If it is something that you are interested in, then make sure you are subscribed to the channel. If you want to pick up any of these smartphones, I will appreciate if you use the links in the description section. It helps the channel out at no extra cost to you. That is it for this video, guys. Please hit the like button if you enjoyed this video and subscribe to the channel for more amazing tech videos like this. You can also check out some of the other videos from this channel. This has been Sagar, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care.